Mr. Kisongochi ngombe.
Mr. Kisongochi ngombe.
Yes.
Rudia swali. Vicky, this is my first book. She was shocked and she was like, you need to change the people you're hanging out with.
Kama ndio muko tu pia sisi ndio tuko true. Deal with it. Takuletea miogo tu.
Yeah. I wouldn't even able to take my kid to school. Imagine me, Debbie, singepeleka mtoto wangu shule because there's a school I wanted him to go to.
Yes.
Now I can't afford that school. I had to delay him going to school.
Oh, it got to that.
To clear this Shylock, to have peace of mind. Nikatu tukaenda mbele. So, mimi nikachukua mtoi, nikamwambia tu amefunga macho analala, nikapea pasi mtoi. So kumpea hivi, then he looks at the kid and then he signals somebody to come, another usher to come. Then he gives the kid to the usher. So I'm like, okay, I thought you were supposed to pay for my kid. Why are you giving him away? So I literally called Vivian at night around midnight and I just started crying. And she listened to me cry like for an hour. A huge number of mamas showing up that day. And we just sat at a hotel in Bungoma. We cried. We just cried because we were just like in a space where now I think she can understand what I'm going through. She can understand what I'm going through.
What up, time lapsers? Welcome to another episode of the Time Lapse, where we pause, rewind, and zoom in on the moments that matter. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. And for that, we highly appreciate. In conversation with me today is the prolific Debrah Kisongochi. She is a senior media technician at Kibabii University, founder, BR Marketing and Advertising Agency, owner, Diana Enterprise, winner, Zuri Awards, media category. Alipiga hata mtu kutoka NMG, my friend. Welcome to the Time Lapse, Debbie.
Thank you so much. Wow.
Nasikia when you accomplished.
Oh my goodness.
Eh?
I didn't even realize.
You are.
I'm like, wow, that is me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And funny thing, I actually just kind of skimmed through all, like I ran into a lot about you. I was like, yo, will I be able to capture all these details about this lady, Wada? Eh?
I'm humbled.
That's good.
Yeah.
Welcome. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
And we are really happy that you've honored the call to come be with us. I know you're a busy person, Vana.
Oh, come on. It's a weekend, come on.
No, even now, busy people like you, even the weekend, Vana, Sasa, that's where maybe you're trying to recharge and, you know,
Yeah, it's true.
reconnect.
Yeah, with self.
Yes,
Yeah.
with self.
But here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Santi Sana.
Thank you.
So we just gonna try have a really easy conversation with you. It's your story, and you've been living. You're the main character in this story. So hakuna venye utashindwa kujibu any of these questions. There are questions about you,
Yeah.
and I don't think there's any person in this world who knows you better than you.
Myself.
Yes.
Yeah. You know,
So
the crazy part is sitting on this seat instead of that seat.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I know. Hunter turns the hunted. Umezoea. Goodness, among her other accolades, she is actually push your mic closer, kidogo.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So among her other accolades, she is the host. My space.
My safe space.
My safe space.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very important point to underscore. My safe space. And it's actually very well to do Nini channel. I was actually going through the numbers. I was like, okay, when did this happen? Because I think we have a really terrible culture of consuming a lot of shorts.
Yeah.
So I've just been consuming your contents in shorts.
Yeah,
so this time when I thought of you as a guest, I had to go on YouTube and like dig a little bit on and see how you interact with your guests and where.
But it's been a minute though.
Yeah, why, by the way?
My safe space?
Yes.
As the name just goes, it's my safe space, not everybody else. It's my safe space.
Yeah, you're allowed to. Yes, you're allowed to.
Yeah. So my safe space came by when I was really going through a tough time.
Yes.
And I just needed somewhere, you know. I'm an introvert. People might not really know that I'm an introvert. I'm a crazy introvert.
Get out of here.
I'm a crazy introvert.
I think that umeanza tu misappropriate your word introvert bwana. Hata pia unajua me I call myself some sort of introvert and people tell me get the hell out of this room. We wacha bwana.
I'm an introvert, trust
Justify your introvertness. Eh?
If it doesn't, okay, let me just fight this. If it's something that does not involve me making money, I'll only leave the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a very good introversion,
Yeah.
man.
I will not leave. I'd rather be in my house just sleeping, watching a movie or
Okay.
sleeping. Yeah.
All right, good,
Yeah.
good.
So I think ni poverty inatutoa tu kwa nyumba to go out there and look for the money.
I like those words so much. You're echoing very core sentiments of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think my safe space came by when I was really going through a situation. I just wanted to hear people's stories of how they're getting out through their situations
Yes.
to help me get out of my situation.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I started getting people on board to come and share their stories, how they managed maybe to go through maybe business struggles, personal struggles, mental struggles. And through that, I healed through the safe space. That is why it's called my safe space.
Yani ulihepa tu kulipia therapy tu kijanjes. Wewe enda therapy my friend.
But I do not. I've always wanted to go for therapy. I don't know why I've never gone for therapy.
Trust an entrepreneur to re-engineer themselves without paying
a coin.
Without paying a coin.
Actually, with paying people too. Yeah.
I love it so much.
That is how my safe space came by.
Lovely.
Yeah.
We'll probably talk a little bit more about my safe
For
space.
sure, yeah.
Twende mwanzo. Let's go back to the very beginning. Katila.
Oh my goodness. Oh no way. How dare you bring Katila? No, that has to be my dad.
Funny story. Mr.
Goodness.
Francis refused to pick my calls. I tried yesterday. I tried today. He did not pick up.
No way.
Sasa we jua tu kuna mtu amenipatia moshene kweli kweli. How did Katila come up? How did you get? Because they told me the name, but they refused to tell me the genesis. So can you danganya?
Wow.
I'll go back to that person and say, is this how this name came up?
Wow. Katila, I think, is a name from my grandma.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a Bukusu Kiabi name.
Yeah, Bukusu what?
Kiabi, I'm a Kiabi sub-tribe. Is it a sub-clan or something?
Okay.
So different sub-clans in Bukusu culture.
Yes.
So I'm a Kiabi.
Okay.
We come from Sirisia huko.
Okay.
So Katila is a name from there.
Okay.
Yeah. And trust me, I've never used that name anywhere. I'm just wondering, wow, that's still my name?
Uh-huh.
That is still my name, yeah. That is how that comes. I think it's my grandma who gave me that name.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a clan name.
Yes, it's a clan name.
Oh, so it's not like you are up to some mischief.
No.
You are branded Katila.
No. That is a clan name. It's from home back there. But I've never used it anywhere on my official documents. But my grandma used to call me that when I was a little girl. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still a good story, but I was hoping.
Oh my goodness.
I was hoping there is a juicy story that accompanies the name Katila.
Yeah. Actually, I think in our family, I've only heard of 2 Katilas. Like, it's not a very common name that you will come by. So I think me and my other cousin, we are like 2 who have that name. Those that I know here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good stuff. Still good.
Yeah.
So, as you might know, still hapo tuko Genesis.
Okay.
We have to understand. You know, me and you have met kama wewe ni mtu mkubwa, umeanza kutandikana na maisha. So, I mean, I have to go to the people who were there at the foundations with you, so that we can understand how you became you. You know, the very amazing studies done by very well-respected scholars indicate that we are made by the time you are 5 years.
Yeah, true. That's true.
Growing up is very foundational in who you are as a person. So that's the reason why we decided to come up with a name such as the Time Lapse, so that it gives us the name license to go back to your roots and extract some juice from there, and then now so that we can have a conversation about your present and why you're doing amazing things and why you deserve to be on the time lapse.
I'm really humbled to be here, by
the time lapse in the first place. So back there nilisikia huko ulihama mashule sana. Kwa nini ulikuwa unahama shule? Ati mwalimu akikuangalia to the wrong way, hivyo ndio umeenda shule next?
I think it's safe to say I went to a group of schools. Yeah.
I see what you did. Totally.
Oh my goodness! I went to a number of schools. Trust me.
Why?
Oh my goodness.
Okay, what was the wildest reason that made you transfer schools? Like, of them all, if you had to pick one reason that was just like off the charts that made you.
Honestly, I think it's my mom.
She was protective?
Yeah, for us growing up, we are 6.
Yes.
Although we are 2 families, there's my dad has 2 wives. So
Okay.
there's- yeah.
That
So
is
my
not
mom-
something that you see on the internet.
Of course, come on. So for us, we like the first family.
Okay.
And my dad has always been working inje. He's not like present 24/7. Okay,
Okay.
he's present, but he's
Yes.
not working in whatever town we are staying in.
Okay. So
And
he
for
was,
us,
what
we-
town was he working in?
Initially, he used to work in Nakuru when we
Yes.
were little kids. Then he left Nakuru, went to KQ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he worked in KQ for a while. And I remember when I was in class 8, he went to Qatar Airways. He went to Qatar.
Wow.
So
Hiyo mbukuzo ako accomplished bwana.
I think ni kujaribu, amejaribu. Charibuko.
Very good.
Tusome.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, all our life, we've stayed with our mom.
Okay.
Yeah. My dad, of course, will talk on phone. Like, for example, when he went to Qatar, I was in class 8 and he came back when I'm working.
Ah, okay.
Of course, he used to come once in a while to see us, but now when he decided to retire,
Yes.
it's like when 90% of us were done with school.
All right.
I think he felt like he's accomplished whatever he wanted to do.
Yes. He's
Kids
taken
are-
you guys through the system.
Yes, now we can sustain ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think me going through schools, I'm a firstborn daughter to
Okay.
the bigger family, even the firstborn granddaughter, things like that.
Yeah.
So I think my mother felt, from my transferring of schools, I feel like my mother felt like she really needed me to be a role model. She really needed me to have the best. The first school I went to was Kasiamo Primary School. It's in a village kule ndani.
Yeah.
Huko kweli hakuna kuongea Kizungu. So
Hapo ndo ulipick the Luya dictionary.
I know it was crazy. No English at all. So by class 3, my mom took me out of Kasiamo Primary School.
Yeah.
She took me to Sirisia Township. Huko at least kuna kuongea Kizungu. Yeah. So nikasoma Sirisia
Kaanza
Township.
kuona mwangaza kidogo.
At least kaanza kuona mwangaza. Naona stima kidogo.
Oh my
Huko
God.
kwetu stima haikuwa totally. So she took me to Sirisia Township from class 3 to class 6.
Yeah.
And trust me, by class 6, she took me back to Kasiamo Primary.
Allah.
I've never understood that psychology.
Okay.
So she takes me back to Kasiamo. I think when I'm class 7, she brings me to Moi, Upper Town.
Okay.
Yes.
It was not something to do with you, my friend.
I don't know. I don't know. You know, for me, I always feel like maybe she wanted the best for me. That is my feeling. Maybe she's in a better place to tell the story. I don't know, yeah. Because I feel like she really wanted the best for me. Then I went to class 7. Do you know Moya only came here for like 1 term?
Okay.
Then I went back to Kasiamo Primary.
Okay.
Then class 8, she moved me to Webuye,
Okay.
to Mohoyu Primary. That's where I did my class 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I went to, but for high school, I just went to one school. But primary, I really went to a number of schools, group of schools to say.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's one hell of. I've gone to primary. I think I only did 2 schools.
Yeah.
And the first one, as you say, pia nilikuwa kwa shule yenye watu wanaongea venye wanataka. Then the second one, I think they were trying to do some bit of this and that, and it kind of changed how I showed up in life, big time.
Yeah, but I think another thing I realized is I'm not like the only one, because I remember my sisters too were moved schools, but not a lot like I was moved schools.
Okay, you're the one who moved the
yeah,
most.
I moved the most. You'll find that my sister tumesoma maybe hapo Kasiamo Primary, then she's moved maybe to Zoya Primary boarding school.
Yeah.
For those who went to boarding school, but on all basis, I'm the only one who has never gone to a private school.
Okay.
Yeah, mpaka sometimes najiuliza mbona mimi siku.
Yeah, sometimes you ask yourself those silly questions. Ama wanipendi.
Exactly. That time my mom alinichapa mpaka nikamwambia kai niitie mamangu. You can't be my mom.
You can't be my
No,
mom.
You can't be my mom. Yeah. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I was stubborn. I don't know. I can't remember that, but
Kuna kitu umesanitize hapo. Nashuku kuna story
trust me,
umesanitize.
just sanitize.
But no problem. Give me one of your fondest childhood memories.
Do I really have a fun childhood?
Just you and your siblings, yourself, something that happened to you, the one that you look back and you smile.
I can't really say. My childhood was tough.
Okay.
Yeah, my childhood was crazy tough because, as I told you, we grew up in a polygamous family.
Yes.
So there were little wrangles here and there.
Yeah.
Of course, now we are mature enough, we can talk about it.
Yes, please.
So I can't really say, honestly. My friends even tell me that they think I have childhood traumas.
We are all carrying childhood trauma one way or the other, man.
Yeah, so I feel like, honestly, I can't really sit down and say, I really have a memory that I can sit down and say, that was my best childhood memory. Well, of course, there are things parents will do for us, and things like that. And also, I, being the firstborn daughter, mob sana.
Yes.
Like there are 3 sisters after me. Then there's a brother. Although we have a firstborn brother, then sasa kuna hao wengine. So there are so many expectations when you are a firstborn girl.
How many kids does your dad have in total?
We are 8.
Yep.
6. My mom has 6.
Yes.
Then my stepmom has 2.
Who is the first wife?
My mom.
Oh, the other one is. All right.
Yeah.
They live in the same village?
Yeah. Kafenzi tu ndo kana separate. Na kashamba kadogo hivi.
Okay, that is a cocktail for a very good soap opera, man.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's I mean, it's coming up to be a very you're the second guest, huh? And the first guest also came from a polygamous family.
Wow, really?
So I'm actually noting with not necessarily concerned, but I'm actually just noting it. If the third guest comes and they say they also come from, I was like, hey, tabidi tumefanya sensa siku nje bana, watu wameficha story aje.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
So hii story ya kujificha kwa tobacco ban I count kama fun.
Oh, I think I have a story, but it's not. I don't think it's a fun one. It's interesting.
Tupigie story ya tobacco ban venye mlijificha
kama
mtaki kwenda.
Oh my goodness.
Kama mtaki kwenda shule.
Nani ameban hivyo? So what happened? That moment I was now in Sirisia Township.
Yes.
So in Sirisia Township is quite a distance from Kasiamo.
Okay.
And we have to walk to school. Okay. It's like walking from here to past Muskoma, like all the way. Unaenda kama unafika huko chini, it's far.
Okay.
So what happened is that week there was a crazy teacher, alikuwa teacher Mato. Okay. I think it's even my friend on Facebook, Anto Mato. He was on duty. That teacher was crazy.
Yeah.
Like he'll beat you. You'll think like he wants to kill you.
Yeah.
So he's on duty, and one thing my mom used to do is ashawambia mwamke 6 ama 5 hata kuja kuamsha. Okay. Wewe kama unalala tu.
Okay.
Mtapatana asubuhi senyo naamka. So that day me and my bro we really woke up late. So me and my big bro ndo tulikuwa tunakuwa Sirisia Township. Hao wengine walikuwa Kasiamo bado.
Yeah.
So what happens is now we live. There used to be a shortcut tunatumia kwa mashamba za watu tukienda shule. We didn't use like the main road.
Yeah.
So we live and we go and tunafika halfway the way. Then my bro is like, Miss Yendi.
Na wako like Mika Wendy pia.
Kama Wendy, Miss Yendi pia mimi Yendi.
Yes.
And he's like, sasa tunafanya aje? Then we came.
Was your sister Anne in this mix?
I can't remember if she was in the mix.
Okay.
I can't remember if but I remember me and my bro because we really went through it that day. Tulikipata properly. So we came back. My father's homestead really has a lot of trees.
Okay.
So the first thing that happened is we came, tukapanda kwanza mti ya maembe.
Okay.
Tumekaa juu ya mti ya maembe.
Okay.
Then we watch my mom preparing. Iko tu kwa homestead, so we are watching her prepare, go to school, nini.
Kids.
Then she leaves. She did see us. She leaves. Then when she's leaving, we used to have a house girl. So tuko sure tukitoka hata tusema. So my bro is like, tuingie kwa sijui kanitoa bana amenitoa nini.
Yeah. Penye mko mnaeka hizo
yeah, wenye wajui inachoma tobacco. Used to yes. to tukapata tobacco back then. So uko juu kuna hizo tunnels.
Yeah.
Na ni za mabati. So my bro is like, tuende tuingie huko na tulale. Then ikifika hapo lunch time tushuke tuseme leo tumetoka shule mapema. So we get in, tukapanda. You know you have to like slide through. Unapanda juu then unaingia.
Yes.
So literally we went in. Tukapanda tukaingia hapo ndani.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's my bro who fell or mimi ndo nilianguka. One of us alianguka chini.
Yes.
So the house girl hears a third.
Yes.
Then anakuja. Anashangaa mbona mnafanya nini hapa?
Na yeye ni snitch numero 1.
Yes.
Amekimbia mwasema.
Yes. Then she's like, amjenda shule ni nini bla 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 bla. I'm like, do you know she used to beat us up?
Yeah, by the house.
Yeah, house girls back then.
Back in
and
the
she was
day,
Ugandan.
walikuwa na license back.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So ameanza kutupiga. Do you know, nikatoka sasa nikapanda juu ya. That is how I even got this car here.
Allah.
Yes, this is class 3. So nikapanda mti ingine. So kupanda hiyo mti iko karibu na mabati. The mabati ikakata mkono. So now she has to call my mom now.
Okay.
There's a situation here.
How did she call your mom? Because I'm sure
she went to school.
Oh.
My mother is a teacher.
Yeah.
So she teaches in the neighborhood.
She had to rush to school.
She has to rush to school kumuita akuje.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a situation back at home.
Then hapo sasa hata ujui kitu unafanya, umekata mkono, damu inauzi tu. Zimekatwa inauzi. That's how I ended up in a hospital. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a fun. That's not a fun.
That's what I'm telling you. I don't think I have a fun moment to share for my childhood. It's crazy because even this is childhood. You know, all these scars on me are childhood scars, and it's like class 3, class 5. You know.
Can we just say you were adventurous?
Oh, come on.
You were very adventurous. Scars is a tell story, but you make a way. When you kienyeji na umeka pitia. Chunga mbuzi, umefanya nini?
And we had like do all those things. Nilichunga ng'ombe, nilichunga all these things, yeah. Kutafuta kuni, kuenda mtoni, all those things. Like literally, I'm a village girl from Siri. Literally.
That's good.
Deep in the village.
It's actually, you know, sometimes back in when we were in high school,
yeah,
the whole Nairobians now watu wa radius thing, they used to make us look like watu wa shamba or shenzi or something. But right now I actually don't think coming from the village is such a bad thing. It actually gives you almost a 360 any way of life. Huh?
Yeah.
It keeps you in touch, rooted in some sort of sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So your dad, he's juggling between having 2 families.
Yeah.
How was he do you have any foundational memories with your dad, like as a kid? Right now from your socials, you guys are like really tight. And from the reports I was getting, your dad is favorite.
Oh my
across all families.
To say that.
Of course. They know. Kama kuna mzazi anaweza kosa kujua, but your siblings know. They'll know who's loved more than the other. So do you have like any fond memories with your old man? Like any zenye tu wawili, something he said, something he did?
I think my dad, me and him started getting really close when now he was leaving. Like when he was leaving for Qatar, we really had a one-on-one talk. I was in class 8 by then.
Okay.
So we really had
that still counts.
Yeah, we had a
class 8 to like 12.
Exactly.
11, 12 thereabout.
Yeah. So we had a really one-on-one moment. We talked, and that is, I think by no time tukaanza kubond mimi na yeye. Yeah. And every time he used to come, I think mpaka alikuwa anapiga hesabu za time anakuja Kenya, ni time anaweza kuja kunivisit shule.
Okay.
And of course as a normal dad, he will show up with na gazeti na some illegals zenye afai kukuja nazo, you know.
Yeah.
Audition ndio aende sasa alete vitu anafaa kuja, because our school was crazy strict on things to carry to school. So I think my father and our relationships started hapo class 8.
Okay.
Yeah. That is when me and him tulianza ku-click, because kitambo alikuwa tu anakuja maybe weekend, amepewa off job anaenda, so there was no much interactions. Me and him a lot, and again now he has 2 families.
So he has to spread himself between the 2 families. Spread the love. Yeah. Nilisema hii ni mambo ya Jaluo na Waluya sana from the last guest. Watu wengine kama mko mseme pia. So okay, that's interesting. So coming into where sasa mimi nakujua sasa, I think right after nimekuja tu Bungoma, it does not take this from 2012 2013 thereabout, but I don't think I met you that early when I was coming to Bungoma. I think the first one of the I'm aging towards enterprise like now when a biashara, but I think one of the things I really remember around you doing was when you were hosting this show on TV, this love story, my love story, yes, on Maisha TV. On Maisha TV. How did that go? I just remember it also fizzling away. I don't remember kama mliai announce for you, nilikuwa nalazimishwa kuwatch. I think nilikuwa napewa signals zenye sikuwa napata, but
Oh my goodness.
But we were catching up.
Yeah.
Kota kujua nani hao Bungoma wana wed paka wanaweka kwa TV pia.
Maze.
Udao kulikuwa tunatafuta. So yeah, I remember what happened to my love story.
I think maybe I take you a little bit back.
Yeah.
I went to university in Masinde Mlilo.
Yes.
So I finished university. I graduated in December 2015.
Yes.
Around 5th thereabout.
Yes.
And that time, there was an advert. Hiyo tu time nimegraduate.
Yes.
TV Magharibi.
Okay.
They were looking for, I think they were rebranding from Western TV to TV Magharibi.
Okay.
So they were looking for new blood to come in. That is how I came to Bungoma from Kakamega. Bure nilikuwa naishi bado Kakamega.
Okay.
So now I come to Bungoma in 2015. I started my job on 12th. Ilikuwa hiyo holiday inaitwaje? 12th December.
No, Jamhuri.
Exactly. That's when I came now to Bungoma to start job. So when I came to TV Magharibi, I started also a show now in 2016, my wedding show.
Yeah.
So it was also about weddings. And then I did 1 year in TV Magharibi. That's my goal. I had just 1 year to learn because it was internship. It wasn't paid for. It was internship. So I did 1 year in TV Magharibi. After finishing Magharibi, Tandao TV called me now on a little salary basis. Now I went to Tandao. I also did on Tandao wedding show.
Okay.
Now when I left Tandao a year later, I think around 2018, Ikianza, when 2018 was starting by, I went now to 2017 I went to Tandao. So when I was in Tandao, I realized it's again Tandao TV wedding show.
Yeah.
Now when I left Tandao and Maisha TV wanted me to do the same show on their platform.
Kahama na show yako.
Of course nilikuwa na hama na show yangu. Nilikuwa na hama na show, but again now I realize hatuwezi anza kuita tu sasa na ikuwe tuna Maisha wedding show. No. Let's do something that hata kama nikitoka naweza toka na hiyo jina. Yeah. So that is how my love story came by. But now my love story came by in 2018.
Yeah.
And that 2018 again is the year I got my job at Kibabi University.
Yeah. Okay.
So that is how my love story.
Oh.
Because
haikuwa inakimbizana na hiyo Kibabi.
Si mambo ya.
Haikuwa na benefits kama zake. Unajua wewe ni mwanabiashara unaanza. Mwanabiashara lazima apige mathematics.
Not really. I think what happened is wedding shows is very entailing, you know. Na unajua hiyo time nilikuwa nimeshika fan base. At least watu walikuwa wanajua mimi nafanya wedding shows.
Yes.
So people used to reach out to me.
Yeah.
But msana nataka kona wedding, nataka mplan mpaka kwa planning committee kwa hapo ndio mplan naye, you know, the whole process, things like that. So ilikuwa nataka time yenye sikuwa nayo a lot. Mimi nilikuwa naambia client I can only show up siku ya wedding, that was Saturday. And sometimes hiyo Saturday pia nimebeat from job. Na pia vile unasema kweli haikuwa na so
nilijua tu hizo factors zingine ni contributing factors kwa hiyo nyingine wana biashara.
But by then sikuwa mwanabiashara mbaya.
Uko mnoma venye uko sahi. But you see those are the building blocks of how you came to be. So definitely kuna kesabu kalipigwa hapo.
True. Yeah.
And then is it around the same time you set up Diana Enterprise? Because from your socials, Diana has been there for a while.
Diana actually, I did register that when I was in TV Magharibi. Weirdly,
okay.
TV Magharibi.
You went and registered it as a business name, a company?
No. It's just I registered it as a business name. Doing events.
Oh yes.
Because I was doing wedding show.
Correct. Yes.
So I thought, what if neza broke kampuni?
Yes.
Mimi ndo nichukue kama Diana.
Iko sawa.
Alafu niwalete tu content.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is how Diana came about. It was more events. It's events, it's media production, things like that. That is when you go to eCitizen.
Does it still exist?
No. Well, the name still exists.
Yeah.
But the company itself, no.
Yeah. So functionally, it was subsumed by BR.
BR, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which I know najua tutashinda hapo kidogo which kind of stands for Bungoma Rentals.
Yes.
Initially stood for Bungoma Rentals. There's like a story there. Hebu tell us. How did you, I know COVID is involved.
Yeah, it is.
Una brainstorm nini. What do you do? Hebu give us the story of how BR or Bungoma Rentals came to be, because I actually am a beneficiary. I found a house using that platform.
Wow.
It was really doing the thing.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Yeah. I think
Thank you. Najua siku kupiatia kitu lakini acha nikurudishie usijali. Talipa njia zingine.
So BR is a 3 am thought. Bumar Rentals is literally 3 am thought. Ilikuwa ile time ya quarantine yenye umelala mchana yote usiku hata usingizi.
Throw off. I'm like a 3 am thought. I'm like, hey, you know people who wamesoma na wana macronyms zingine tough. I'm like, what is a 3 am thought bana? So ndio nimepata 3 am thought.
3 am thought.
Okay,
yes. Literally 3 am. Hata ingekuwa Facebook wanakuonyesha time hiyo kitu ilifunguliwa, it was literally around 3 am.
Oh, you went ahead, you woke up and actualized it. I love it. That's the type of execution energy.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm a
procrastinator.
Hiyo umesema. So if I don't do it at that time, I won't do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I hear you.
Yeah, I was just sleeping and I was like, well, I think I was actually looking for a house myself.
All right.
So I asked myself, so tuko quarantine, wanasema to move around. You cannot knock to anybody's door. They might think you have COVID, you know. And everybody treat you kama threats. Everybody was a threat.
Yes.
Yeah. So nikaenda online. I actually searched houses in Bungoma.
Yeah.
I didn't find a house in Bungoma.
Yeah.
Okay, nilikuwa napata tu zile za con, sijui free wifi, sijui, and you know, of course, come on.
Yeah.
So I said, what if I created something that will help me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think crazy thing about me is mi ndo ujitestia kitu kwanza before I put it out there.
Yeah.
So if it works for me, I think it can work for anybody.
Yes.
So nili create your group, then I reached out to a friend called Mark. I think I knew he was in real estate.
Yeah.
Kamia Mark, kuna ka group nimeanzisha hapa na unanga ukipost manyumba sukuwa una post hapo. That's actually I told him that.
Mark Mukabalas, the one who's
exactly,
here.
Merit, yeah. I called him and I was like, Mark, niko na ka group hapa nimeita Bumar Rentals. Ndaka niko add hapo, uko na post. Added him in, then added some few friends. Of course, unatuma request wase wa join, wengine wana reject.
Wengine wanakulenga.
Yeah.
That's true.
But even though ikaanza, and I actually got a house myself.
Courtesy of your own platform.
Yeah, of Bumar Rentals. And I saw other people posting in. I saw other people getting houses, putting in their requests, and people answering. It
blew up.
Crazy.
That group
crazy
got massive numbers in such a kidogo naangalia una celebrate 1,000 minis. I'm like, hey, wait, what? 5K, 10K.
Yeah,
I was like, who dem anatutoka bana? Okay, go on.
Yeah, so it helped me. Then I realized along the way, because it's a 2020 baby.
Yeah.
So I realized along the way, people now are not only posting houses. Hata wanabiashara wanaruta ka post hapo. Sijui natafuta nani ako na second hand bed, nani sijui anauza mattress.
They were using it as a gigi of sorts.
Exactly. So I realized, by the way, in Bungoma there's no platform like this where people can just trade safely.
Yes.
Trade. Then a friend of mine told me, usipo register hii jina, kuna mtu atairegister.
Because there were spin-offs. Kulikuwa na copycats.
Hata kuna yenye kuna higher numbers than us.
Oh wow.
But again, I saw it used to be a blog, so it already had numbers before that guy.
So I flipped, whoever did it just flipped.
Yeah. Because you can see the history of where it comes from, that group. Yeah. So I went registered it. At least now, if someone wants to register Bungoma, they'll be told it's already registered.
Yeah.
Then tukaendelea kuipush tukapush. Of course, we tried.
So did you register Bungoma Rentals or did you register BR?
Bungoma Rentals.
Okay.
Yes, we registered Bungoma because by then, even up to now, people know Bungoma Rentals than BR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very hard to get Bungoma Rentals out of your mouth. Yeah.
So what we do, we try and explain to people that rentals for us is like a space. It's not houses. It's a space. Even
PR in it. Sawa, endelea tu.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's a space, a safe space for people in
Pussy.
people to trade.
But as long as you believe it, you know, just it's hatuna choice but to believe you.
That is what I believe.
Yes.
That is what I believe. Yeah. Yeah. So that is how we are trying to transit it to BR pole too.
I think you've managed to. You've managed to, even the narration. Yeah. If I didn't know you, if I was like some other interviewer who just picked you up from the internet, I would easily interview you, lead the conversation along the lines of BR.
Oh, wow.
Because you've really tried to course correct the narrative of Bumar Rentals, and it's not really there. Even the awards you were getting, courtesy of Zuri, were because of the narration that you gave there was that this is a marketing advertising agency. Well. Yeah, very nice. Helps the local traders to trade safely during COVID because movement has been curtailed. I was like, hey, udem anajua kuspin.
Unajua hizo siku ChatGPT haikukuanga.
Yes. There was no ChatGPT then. So you really knew how to spin the language and curate it in the right way possible, deploy it and make it work for you. Yeah. And I've always been a fan. Like I see every move you're making, and sometimes I even pick up the call and do the big brother thing, like, you should probably do this and do this. Like, I'm always just watching. Anyone in this space, I think, anyone in this space who's doing anything that is worth noting, I take it with a lot of interest. Who knows, maybe collab inaweza tokea hapo, you can do something amazing and just like synergies zinalipuka. So then there is tell us more a little bit about Zuri now that I've mentioned it. How did you end up on Zuri, and how did you manage to beat all these people?
Zuri was interesting.
Yes.
Again, I'm a tech person. I'm 24/7 on my phone. Like, hata sahi niko tu ndashika hii simu sangapi, you know. So I love going through things online. So there's this day I was just online scrolling, and then I saw Zuri Awards. I didn't even know about Zuri. Yeah. So I saw the one people that they celebrate women who are bringing change in their communities.
In the communities, yes.
Yeah. So I threw in no one nominated me by there. I nominated myself.
What? I love that energy, man. I love that
Nobody
energy.
Nominated me. I did nominate myself. I just threw in a nomination.
If nobody's going to salute Debrah Kisongochi, she's going to salute herself.
Number one cheerleader.
I love it. Keep going.
All the time. Yeah. So I threw in that nomination around, I think, November 2021.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's the time they were calling for nominations. So I just threw in it. I even forgot about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's a time I was actually on set for my safe space.
Yeah.
Then I see a call coming in, Zuri, blah, blah, blah. I was with my best friend, Isabel. I think you know her.
Yes.
She's the one behind the scenes of show. So alikuwa nasema ananiambia unapigiwa hapa simu Trucole nasema Zuri. I'm like, what is Zuri?
Hata ulisahau.
Yeah, what is ama ni watu wa mikopo.
Wamechange ID kwa Trucole.
Yeah. So akaniambia just come and pick. We were shooting somewhere, but tulikuwa tumeanza nikachukua, and then they're like, hi, is this Deborah Kisongochi? I'm like, yeah, this is Deborah. Congratulations, your nomination has. I'm like, okay. So tumemaliza, call ikakatika, then I call Isabel. I'm like, hey, unakumbuka hiyo kitu tulijaza ya Zuri? Tulijaza na kampuni gani? Tulijaza na Diana, BR. Ama ni mimi tu kama mwanahabari, no? Because I'm a journalist by profession.
Yes, you have that profile.
So we didn't actually know what we put in when I was sending for Zuri.
Na hata hiyo karatasi labda ulitupa.
Yeah. No, actually I just did on my phone.
Ah, okay.
So I can't like have a backup of what I did.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, wow. So naanza kuangalia notebooks zangu because I love writing down.
Okay.
I love writing. It helps me a lot. So I'm like, but I think at some point nikakuja nikapata it was Bumar Rentals. So of course, good thing is they said they're going to send us an email, blah blah blah, on what happens next.
Explaining
like
a little bit more, yes.
Yeah. So when email came in, they are saying we have to be in Nairobi.
Yes.
Yeah, to go, because when we are going to Nairobi now, we have to be trained, inducted into what Zuri does. Because we are a lot of people from all over the country, not just me alone. I think I was the only one from Western Kenya.
Yes.
Yeah, I was the only one from Western Kenya. Then I was like, hamani wakora. Now I have to go online now to read about Zuri, to know what they do. And then I saw it's something legit. So nikapanga mizigo, nikaenda Nairobi.
Tukapanga mizigo.
Nikaingia bus, nikaenda Nairobi. So going to Nairobi, I traveled like a Friday, then Saturday, I think it was a Thursday or so. Nikaenda Nairobi, we went to a training where they're bringing on their sponsors, they're bringing the judges. So all of us now, all the nominees, we are together. They're telling us now from this day, you're going to be given an opportunity in Nairobi at Junction Mall to tell people about your brand.
Okay.
And I realized I only have a name.
Okay.
Yeah, Bumar Rentals. What am I going to tell people about Bumar Rentals for Nairobi?
So you had to come up with a narrative.
Yeah, I have now to go huko behind the scene huko streets za Nairobi huko nyuma kutafuta mali za print, at least ka business card, kabana tukakuweka hapo wajue. Because when you're filling in that nomination, the idea is in your head, and then now somebody calls you to the table.
Yes.
To talk about it to them. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we were given 2 days at Junction Mall to talk to people, morning to evening. I know it's crazy traffic.
Yes.
It's a weekend, it's crazy traffic are coming in.
What do you think was the goal of that exercise?
The goal, Zuri, what they do is they want to open you up.
Yes.
They're telling us we are giving you a platform, not only on our spaces, but we want you to tell people. We never know who will walk to your tent, to your space.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
So it was some sort of like exhibition of sorts.
It's an exhibition, actually.
Okay, I get it.
So what was happening is people have products.
Yes.
They're displaying their products. Huyu anauza maybe akona tu product ametengeneza sali zake ameweka hapo.
Yeah.
So most of the people had products. I think it was only me and the nation media ndo tulikuwa tu brand, like a storytellers,
Okay.
Yeah, and I think I don't think
under
even
the category of media.
And she didn't even show up because now for her it's a brand, someone's brand. She can't come with NTV.
Okay.
Yeah,
Probably she could, but maybe
Yeah.
facilitation.
Yeah, exactly.
These companies.
So I was just there alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but of course there are other people. I was actually put in a tent with a lady who is a teacher, but she has her school. So at least for her, she was selling her school for special need kids.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, so I was just there. At least nikatengeneza kabana to leaflets hapo za BR. Nikatengeneza ka t-shirt.
Enhance visibility yako.
Nikatengeneza ka roll up banner. Yeah. So I told people, of course I talked to people about BR by the way. And weirdly, people from Bungoma who are in Nairobi came out to support me. Who were in Nairobi.
I think I saw pictures, yes.
Yes, people came, and it really gave me the
energy and the charisma.
Yeah. I was like, at least
the confidence even.
Yeah.
Because sasa nika unaanza, when you start sometimes unakuwa umejichocha.
Yeah.
Unasema tu mimi ni mnoma, but when actually when people start believing you, like, by the mimi ni mnoma ya ukweli.
Yeah, and I think my other limitation was now the name. Because you're telling somebody in Nairobi about Bungoma, and then they're like, but now,
Yeah. It doesn't really cut it for them.
They don't have like that interest in Bungoma,
Yes, especially if you don't have any affiliation with Bungoma whatsoever.
Exactly, yeah. So, but I met people who I think like just even not only corporates, but even just people, because even there were leaders from agencies who are coming in, ministries who are coming in, like Zuri went all the way, just getting people who can come and listen to you, young women who are doing great stuff. So tulijiskuma, and it really gave me the confidence. And what people don't know is that is the genesis of Bungoma Trade Fair.
No, okay, you picked the idea from there.
Yes, from there. That is how I picked it.
Amazing.
Yeah. So after the exhibitions at Junction Mall, now we had a gala dinner where now they were awarding.
Ilikuwa na kakiru ama?
Maze. Thank you. Sana, with a
certificate
bouquet of flowers.
Na flowers.
Yeah. Naka trophy. At least I have the trophy. Yeah. And it was my first time receiving a bouquet of flowers, so I really felt.
Hiyo ni fiti pia. Yeah. Kuna venye malava boy huko tunachoma.
Hii ground muna banda.
Who have you been talking to? If you're gonna come at me directly. Don't go through the corners.
I remember when I received that bouquet and I went to take a photo with Victoria Rubadiri. She was our MC for that event. Then I told her, but Vicky, this is my first bouquet. She was shocked, and she was like, "You need to change the people you're hanging out with."
Sasa sisi ndio tuko tu. Naonanga uko na t-shirt kama hiyo kwa mtandao yao. Kama ndio mko tu pia sisi ndio tuko tu. Deal with it. Takuletea miogo tu.
Yeah. So I won that night. Actually, it was a crazy night.
But you see, I'm heavy on serendipity, things just happening. So you allowed yourself, you nominated yourself into this space. You chose yourself to be in this space, and it was a beautiful thing for you. And yes, there might not have been direct mandatory
benefits.
Benefits. But now you see an idea was born.
Big time.
Your perception of the world got expanded.
And
you grew through that experience, which was new to you. Even the act of someone giving you flowers is what I want to think a reset of your imagination in terms of how you even appreciate yourself, because flowers are more of like an appreciation, perceived as an appreciation. So good things abound when you allow yourself to go through spaces that you're not or perceivably are not supposed to be in or something like that. So congratulations on that. So can you be able to like I'm realizing hata zingine una prompt zingine zimeweka huko mbele kidogo kama umeleta trade fair, it is actually mentioned. Can you list all the enterprises, the ventures you've been into? Just list, don't extrapolate, just at least what have you done for business just kuanzia hiyo 2015 straight out of Must in Kakamega. So there was the TV show that you did.
I actually used to work as a receptionist in Kakamega.
Kwa hoteli ama wapi?
No. It was a consultancy.
Okay.
They were doing, I think, the more of branding.
So that was your first gig?
That was my first gig, yeah.
Okay. Then you came...
Then I came to TV Magharibi.
Tandao, you said?
TV Magharibi.
TV Magharibi, and then Magharibi.
Yeah.
And then...
Maisha.
Yes.
Then
Maisha, then to Kibabi
University, yeah.
Which you still do even to date, right?
Up to date, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you grown through the levels? Bado uko penye ulianzia? What's the growth journey there? Being like it's a public institution.
That was the word I was looking for.
Yes.
It's a government institution and it's a education sector.
Yes.
You know, to grow in a education sector, lazima pia grow.
Yes.
Like sasa mimi niko na bachelor's, I have to do a master's to grow.
Oh, okay.
Yes. That is how you can grow
in such a setup. Huh?
Yes. Yeah. So if I get my master's, I can grow to another level.
Could it be also like a handicap based on the department you're in? Are you like a teacher?
It also depends with the department because I work in a department of...
A media department, right?
Yeah. No, we have journalism students in Kibabi University.
Okay.
So I work in Department of English, Literature, Journalism and Mass Communication.
All right.
So we have a media lab.
Okay, nice.
So I'm the custodian of the media lab. So literally what we do is we teach the practical side of journalism. The lecturers teach the theory, as we teach the practical. We have a studio, a functional studio. Yeah.
Interesting. I'd probably like to visit, man.
Yeah.
I think I've been able to meet some of your students. I even worked with some of them in my other, pia mimi nikiparambulate kwa dunia. So I've met some of your students. That is really nice. I actually sijai pata this perspective of that. So after...
But not so many people know I work at Kibabi.
I know, but I don't think I've ever just like been interested in knowing the final details of what exactly goes down there. And then now after that there is then there's Bumar Rentals.
And
then Bumar Rentals,
then now BR advertising,
and then now
my
safe space comes in there, and now also the trade fair, now the Bungoma trade fair.
Yes. And also there's a summit.
Oh, the what the name was?
Bungoma Social Summit.
You also going to make it like a calendar event?
Yes.
Because I think you're on the first edition, right?
Yeah, it was last year was our first edition.
You started big. Where?
Oh, you go big or go home. Yeah.
You had her. She have words, my friend. Kwani mwanzo kana hujaliwa manini? Sheesh. Go big or go home.
Go home. Yeah.
Nice. So all these things you're doing.
Yeah.
What is your biggest... Two questions, huh?
Okay.
What is your biggest breakthrough in terms of like all these things? Au tuko kwa pesa hapo. Hapo ni kwa pesa, tunacheza kwa pesa.
Yeah.
Ni deal gani ushaichapa ile moto kabisa? What's your biggest financial breakthrough? You don't have to tell us ni milioni 10 ama ni ngapi ulitengeneza. You don't have to.
Yeah.
Unaweza tuambia tu hapa nilikafunga. And then what is your biggest financial blunder and what lessons did you pick from that?
I think on all these ventures that I've done,
my
biggest breakthrough is BR advertising and marketing.
Nice.
That is the venture that...
Ndio ilikutoka kwa yada? Kwa blog.
Ndio imenitoa mashinani.
Nice.
I think I'm not like the first one who has touched so many things, then now you find your thing.
Your groove, yes.
Yeah, because I realized BR advertising and marketing agency, kind of covers all these other things in
Yes.
one space.
Yes.
Because now maybe there's somebody out there who doesn't understand what we do in BR. BR is an advertising and marketing agency. So we do create content and advertise ventures
Yes.
on digital spaces.
Yes.
So I realized, again, there was a gap in that
Very
space.
huge
Yeah,
gap,
in
especially
Bungoma.
where we are in Western at large.
Yeah, in
even.
Western region, yeah.
Yes.
So I realized this is something I'm passionate about.
Yes.
It's something I'll wake up and no one has to call me and tell me I'm going to create content. I can wake up and create content.
Yeah.
And no one has to wake me and tell me, put up a post online. Then I
Yes.
just monetize that.
Yes.
Yeah, I monetize something.
And you
like
already
that.
had the knowledge.
Yes,
And you
the
have the
knowledge.
resources.
Yes, and the
Yes,
resources, the
and
knowledge and the resources, because
Yes.
also my background in journalism helps a lot in that
Yes.
space. Yeah.
So kuna technical things, you have cameras at your disposal, you have everything else that you need to do whatever is required to get content.
Then again, I remember after Zuri, we were trained by Meta company.
Nice.
Those are some of the benefits we got from Zuri Awards. We were trained by Meta company for almost 3 months on just digital skills, on how to maneuver, on how to use Facebook. Like there's a day somebody told me, hey, lakini Debbie weka una make pesa Facebook. And then anything is possible, because I think Facebook is the hardest crack for social medias to make money out of, or to grow. Yeah. It's not like TikTok, Instagram, where you can just.
I would have bet that X is one of those.
Oh, really? Mili nishinda anyway.
Exactly the point. X.
Oh my
Kufunguka
God.
X lazima ukuwe tu mtiaji proper. Unajua kukosanisha watu sana.
Yeah, I think so. BR ndio ilinisaidia. That's why I had now to move it from Bumar Rentals to BR.
So that it gives you a more like general
A broader,
perspective.
perspective on how to tap into this.
Every other market.
Exactly. And I think through that I've worked with a number of brands here in Bungoma County.
Okay.
And zimenitoa streets vile umesema.
Okay, so it might not have been like one single amazing deal,
No,
but it's a collection.
Yes,
it has given you a steady stream.
Yes.
So before you answer the some, I'm sure every high has a low.
Zip.
So what is your biggest, not necessarily biggest, what is your financial blunder, and what lessons did you pick from that? If there is any, kama hakuna tunasonga mbele kama injili, but najua iweze kusikana. Hakuna mwanabiashara hana testimony. Ushuhuda
lazima ikuwe, because come on. Yeah, I think through that, I think it has sparked something.
Yes.
Then enterprise actually didn't die.
Okay.
What I did is I used now the name to start business.
Yeah.
I even had a shop in town. Yakuza utensils,
I actually
bearings.
remember it. That's the reason why.
Yeah. That was now Dana Enterprise after I couldn't use it as the initial name.
Initially
So
intended.
So I put some money into it to put up a shop in town.
So it transitioned from events to, I think I actually picked that up from your timeline.
Actually it started even in Kandoi, not in town. Ilianzanga Kandoi pale Wamalwa Kijana hapo around.
Yeah.
So it used to be a boutique and M-Pesa.
Yes.
But thugs, Bungoma thugs.
Oh, they broke in?
Oh, not broke in. Like they had a knife on somebody. We let a pesa ama tukumalize. It was crazy.
Oh, shit.
And it's just like 2 weeks into the market. That's how it lost it.
So you moved ama ulifunga tu kwanza?
No, tulifunga.
Okay.
So tulifunga na nikakuja tao kutafuta shop.
Another space.
Yeah.
That's when you ended up near the governor's office.
Yes. Now I got a space near the governor's office.
Yes.
I put up, I got some more money, put in stock.
Yeah.
And I think that shop was the beginning of my troubles.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, in business, initially I was doing online business. I was selling these things online.
Yes.
But sasa nimekuja nimepata shop. Niko na shop.
Iko na majukumu.
I have to pay mtu anakaa hapo. I have to pay rent, I have to pay steam, I have to pay water, things like that. Then again, do high GP.
Yes.
Pia location. Wanabiashara pia tukiweka place, location
pia be mindful of the location, yes.
Yeah, because your space haikuwa na walk-ins a lot. So it's still dependent on me to push the brand.
Yes.
For people to come in and buy. So what happens is now nikaingia story za kuchukua loans.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I get into through a friend. She's like, I know somebody who can help you boost this biz. I took a loan. I think the worst mistake for a business person is taking a loan from a Shylock.
Oh yes, that's the worst.
That's crazy. So I took a loan from a Shylock. Nikaongeza stock. And these Shylocks are crazy. they are giving you crazy rates and they want their money back in 1 month.
Yes.
And it's not possible.
And your stock has not turned.
Exactly.
Yes.
So what happens is now you have to look for another Shylock to give you money to pay this Shylock.
So the spiral starts.
Yes. And I think that was my downfall. That was crazy for me.
Yeah.
That was the worst mistake I did as a business person. But anyway, we learned through it. Utalearn. Sasa usipofanya hizo vitu. A friend was telling me, Debbie, I'm glad you did those things back then. Imagine if you're doing them right now with the kind of brand you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least you learn through it.
Unge full Cairo star level kwa sababu sasa now you are at such a high level.
Yes.
And now your burn rate is even more momentous.
Yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So the blunder I did is now I took that money nikaeka kwa biashara. I think it was some good chunk of money. So I took that money. Nikaeka kwa hiyo biashara. Nikachukua tena mistake ingine. I bought a property somewhere.
Okay.
It was a house.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought a house around Mayanja.
Okay.
So, but there was now a paying plan for this.
Unasemanga kununua nyumba ni kitu mzuri.
Ngoja nisikie story yangu ndo utajua kitu mzuri.
Hebu nisho.
So I take this money we had an agreement with the owner of the house, so shani kupay this amount then. Nitakuwa nalipa.
Yes.
So I'm moving my family from town to Mayanja.
Yes.
So and I have a shop in town. So and I have to work in Kibabi.
Oof.
So it's crazy. So,
okay.
Yani hata mwenyewe siwezi lala.
Okay.
Because I have to make money to pay this Shylock.
Yes.
I have to make money to pay this shamba yenye naishi, the house.
Yes.
And it's getting crazy.
So it was the house plus the property that it
yes,
sat
it was
on.
it was just like a plot.
Okay.
It was not like big land, like 50 by 100.
Yes.
Then there was a house in it.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was a good deal. Honestly, it was a good deal.
So look, like as you pay rent, you're paying.
Yeah. Instead of paying rent, I'm paying for the house.
For the house.
Yes.
Ah, nice.
It was a good deal.
Uh-huh.
But things got crazy. It got bad.
So what made this house deal not be a good deal? The business that was not bringing in money, or just...
No, there's another story.
Okay.
So I have a friend of mine who was also looking for a loan.
Okay.
So what this friend of mine did, they took a loan from a bank. I won't mention names.
Yes.
They took a loan from a bank and they listed me. I agreed. Nobody forced me. I agreed to be their guarantor to that loan. And Debbie, with her good heart, used her salary account to guarantee this loan. Yeah. So this day I wake up. I think it's January. Imagine unaingia January hivi kwenda kuchukua salon napata account yako iko frozen.
Yo.
Yeah, my account was frozen. Literally frozen. I was frozen. So I'm like, mbona account yangu frozen? They're like, yeah, you guaranteed somebody and this person moved out of Bungoma. We can't reach them. You are the guarantor. You are the only person we can trace who banks with us. That is how my account was frozen from January to July.
When you say frozen, do you mean that they were holding your money?
Yes, I can't access my money.
So anytime money flows in,
yes,
they take it in repayment?
No, they're not taking it. I can see there's money in my account, but I can't access that money. Unless this lady comes and pays the loan, that's when I can access my money.
But how much are we talking about?
Where, Apana? We can't mention.
No. How much? Like the money that you are guaranteeing?
It was actually a lot of money. It was around 250 Gs.
Kuna roho mzuri bwana. Ni hata 10k tu niambie ni kugarantii hata 10k inaanza kuparambulate because I know how people are really silly with their money. I know how stupid people are with their money. So anytime you call on me to guarantee you anything na nakujua like I actually will ask even you to give me your bank transactions nitakuchia vitu mingi. I'll do my checks and balances before I guarantee you anything.
But you see, for me, I think it was desperate situation. This lady was in a desperate situation.
No, I'll go in a desperate situation.
She was, and it's somebody I knew personally. And you know the worst part of it is she even went MIA on me.
Sometimes goodness is repaid by such... So wache kuwa mzuri ama inakuaje?
So at this time, my accounts are frozen. My business is going on the lows. The Shylocks are on my back.
So were you able to communicate with your employer to change?
You can't.
You can't?
You can't change. Well, I tried that. I tried changing my pay point, but they told me, because I also have a running loan with the bank. So the bank has to release me. They have to write me a letter to allow your loan yao ilipwe na bank ingine. unanipata.
Oh,
yes, so they have given me a letter to release me, so there's no way I can move.
So what lesson did you pick from all that, Deborah?
Oh my goodness, I think the biggest lesson I learned from that is somebody's emergency is not your emergency.
I love it.
Somebody's emergency is not your emergency, trust me. And I think that helped me to cut my people-pleasing behavior. I think I just call it behavior because it was crazy for me. Like you really want to fit in people's shoes.
You want to be likable.
Yeah, you
too
want to
likable.
you want to be the good Debbie they know. But again, at the end of the day,
it hurts your bottom line and your well-being at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Shush, man, easy.
Yeah.
Mi ukanichimbia kwa shimo, mimi sijui utajificha wapi. Ndio DCI watakutafuta.
Yeah. So I wasn't able now to pay for the house because now I don't have.
So what happens to the installments you had already made? Zilienda hivyo ama the guy was, or whoever the owner was, alikuwa mkristo kidogo?
Hapo hakuwa na ukristo mazee. Hivyo ndo
biashara
ilienda ya.
Biashara ni
hiyo ndo ilienda. Yeah, it was crazy. It was.
So now you're juggling all this work, business. Maisha pia na ichezi na kurushia mangumi tu ni kama itaki kujua, like you're going through all these pitfalls and then there is still motherhood to juggle. Because kwa hizo titles zako I specifically did not mention motherhood because it's the crown that holds all of it. So then there is motherhood now to throw into the mix. How are you balancing? Because there's all these balls flying in the air, and then there's now the main ball which you can never drop. You are not allowed to drop the ball of motherhood. You can drop even the employment thing.
Yeah, you can, but
you cannot drop motherhood.
Yeah, you can't.
So how do you keep all these afloat with motherhood flying in there?
It was crazy. It was crazy because it affected my motherhood career. Let me call it a career. It affected my motherhood career because I wasn't even able to take my kid to school. Imagine me, Debbie, singepeleka mtoto wangu shule because there's a school I wanted him to go to.
Yes.
Now I can't afford that school. I had to delay him going to school.
Why?
Because I have to get money to take him to school. So it affected my motherhood. It affected me as Debbie because now I had to sell things in my house.
Oh, it got to that.
To clear this Shylock, to have peace of mind.
Yeah, the Shylocks can drive you nuts.
Oh, yeah.
And they can fuck up all the relationships you have in your life.
Oh, crazy. I know. Yeah, so it really affected me. And at some point, I even felt like I'm not a present mom to my kid because akili yangu inazunguka all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of now, I have to make money. I have to make money to make sure he has food. I have to make money to be able to take him to school.
How long did it take you to recover from this hole that...
This is 2025.
Yes.
That crazy thing we're talking about is 2023.
For you to have put it behind yourself?
Not like 100%.
Yes.
It's work in progress. Yeah.
Whoa.
It is work in progress. Well, I can say that I've done 80% of it now. But
now you've managed to dance with these demons now. As I like to call it. It's usually a hot tech, but sometimes they never leave you. You just figure out how to dance with them now. Mnajua tu mnatembea tu mkingangana tu. You've figured how to the load has become lighter because you've grown stronger.
Actually, it's
there is a better way to say it.
It's not about growing stronger. It's accepting.
Oh, yeah.
You have to accept that, I got
this
myself
is the shit
into
you're
this.
in.
Yeah, I got myself into this.
Yes.
So I had to write down, how can I get myself out?
So you were pragmatic about how you are going to get yourself out of this.
First thing, now I have to look for a house to come back to town.
Now which you're renting.
Yes. Now I have to
and you're not paying towards ownership.
No.
At least lingine ilikuwa na some sort of...
Now I have to come back to town. Now my son has to start school, So I have to panga hizi vitu zote. Yeah, and God has his ways. Yeah, I'm a crazy believer. God has his ways. That deals pia zikaanza kujipa. BRP ikaanza ku
bring in some money.
Ikaanza ku bring in something so that I know. So what happened now, by the way, with the bank deal is ilifika July, so imefika like timeline ya hiyo nini wakachota yenye wanaweza chota ku clear loan yao wakanifungulia account. So they took some good money juu ilikuwa imeinkapia nini zinaitwaje fines crazy.
Yes.
So wakachota yenye wanaweza chota ku clear loan yao wakaniita tukasign tukamalizana. I got back my account, now I can access my salary.
So that gave you reprieve, huh?
Yes, actually that's how now I started picking myself up a little bit.
My friend. That's some heavy stuff.
Yeah,
Easy.
it was crazy. Yeah. But if I can talk about it right now. It's something.
It's easier right now.
Yeah,
in
it is.
retrospect, something you've gotten behind you. Yeah, it's impressive.
Yeah.
So now, you're a mother and you have all of these things going on.
Yeah.
Are you carrying this load by yourself? Najua, let me preface. Acha nikupeleke nyuma kidogo. You know where I'm going with this. Wacha nikupatie genesis ya hii swali.
All right.
I was consuming your content.
Okay.
So now while I was consuming your content, nikafika kwa ile video ya Get to Know Debbie. Ukaambia watu watume maswali kubul.
Yes.
Anonymously. Na the most recurring question was, Debbie uko na mtu? Pia mimi nikatoa notebook. Ilikuwa usiku lakini venye tu pia uliamka ukafungua nini group yako 3am.
Yeah.
Niliamka pia mimi nikaenda nikaandika chini ya swali. Wacha niandike swali chini kwa sababu.
Hey my lord.
So while you're carrying all this heavy load,
Yeah.
Because unfortunately for you, I kind of know you in real life beyond the time lapse.
True.
So I happen to know that you're not with the father of your child.
We are not. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're carrying, at this moment when all this is popping, you're carrying this load by yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
No support whatsoever from like a partner, loving partner or something like that.
Nah.
So are you back in the game? Are you dating? Kuna time lapse anaweza kuwa anakuwa na ai huko nje anaona
Oh my lord.
Huyu msichana kutoka Sirisia ni wapi nipelekee Mr. Kisongochi ngombe.
Pelekee Mr. Kisongochi ngombe.
Yes.
Rudia swali. Oh my goodness.
Iko mtu, Debbie, are you seeing something? Okay.
Yeah.
Wacha nikusaidie. Hold that question there. Na kau kijua Mr. Sahau, I will not forget.
All right.
So, how do you view dating in this current generation? Tuanzie hapo. Kwaje? Ground iko aje? Soko iko aje? Imechafuka? And what is your thinking about the whole dating scenario right now?
Well, soko ni chafu.
Okay.
So, but inategemea utajipata kwa vitunguu, utajipata kwa nyanya, utajipata kwa waru, you know.
I have no idea what type of analogy is that, so I just wait for you to finish it because this kuna sections za soko tena.
Kuna sections. I think right now people are not dating. Okay. Well, dating is real.
Yes.
It's possible. It's happening.
Yes.
Yeah, it's happening. Actually, I'm dating somebody.
Okay.
Let me just say it out. I'm
Nice.
dating somebody, yeah. So, people are not intentional about dating like back then.
Okay.
Yeah. And it could be lifestyle, what is happening right now. Social media, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So people are, I call it more of nikama beneficial or something.
Okay.
That is how people are perceiving it.
People are like
Yeah,
mostly there for give and take situation,
yeah.
yes.
Give and take, like,
Yes.
okay, yeah, I'm coming into this situation. What am I getting out of it?
Yes.
Yeah. But I think it's also realistic because even me getting into a relationship, of course, I'll ask my partner, okay, what are we dating for?
Okay.
Yeah, what are we dating for?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tena hiyo nitataka ujumaanishe tu nipatie kwa tu mawaidha kukuwezi story.
No, yeah, you know, like, okay, are we dating for marriage?
Okay.
Are we dating for sneaky links? Are we
Okay.
dating for just...
If I wasn't on TikTok, I wouldn't know what that means.
Yeah, what do I get TikTok? Or are we dating for face? Like, people have to know that, I mean, but we're not, yeah.
Yeah.
Kuna wale una
Kuna
date.
hiyo pia?
Yeah, it happens. Like, let's say, for example, God forbid, niseme nataka kusimama kura siku moja. Wataanza kusema na hajaoleka.
Oh, so unatafuta mtu unamwambia tutakuwa nasimama kando yangu kwa campaign.
Uko hapo ka figure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so things like that also happen. But there are genuine relationships that are working.
Yes.
But now the crazy part is getting somebody who aligns with your goals.
Yes.
My previous relationships I'll say relationships, ndo mtu asiniquote hapo nje, have maybe failed because we were not aligning goal-wise.
Yes.
Yeah, because maybe you're doing something and somebody feels like maybe you're competing them, or you're doing something and somebody feels like you want to be superior.
Nataka unapika nyumbani na yeye.
Mazena, mimi najua nilienda Lugulu, na nataka mimi nipike.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not like I can't cook, I'll cook. Ataki maybe nitoke nje,
Yeah,
go out there,
ataki
just
hustle.
be you know.
Yes.
Me, I'm a creative, I can't just sit in the house.
Yes.
Ataki kama niko napika, I want to create content cooking, you know.
Yes.
Like I want to be out there. But now you get yourself in a situation whereby somebody wants you to
constrain you,
yeah. And it doesn't, you know, that's the things that are killing us. Hizo vitu zinatua, hizo ndo zina affect our mental well-being. Yeah. So me, honestly, I tell people that if something honestly is not working, it is okay to let go.
Okay.
Yeah, if it is not, that it is affecting your mental capacity.
Yeah.
Because if it affects your mental capacity, it will affect my son's well-being.
Yes, to share.
My partner's well-being.
Well said.
Yeah. So kama hatumekana tumeona kweli haiwezi, it is okay to part ways amicably. Yes. And co-parent if it's possible, because sometimes it's not also possible to co-parent. Yeah.
Heavy, man.
Yeah.
Yes. Hata sina kitu kingine ya kuuliza hapo. That you've said it all. Said it all.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to do, it's a question I like to ask. Huh?
Right.
Yeah, it's a question I like to ask, like in retrospect, with the benefit of knowledge, your current knowledge. If you were to like do a do-over of how you've come to where you are, would you still take the same steps? Ama kuna things that you'd adjust? And if there are any, are there any that you can say on camera?
Are we talking about entrepreneurial or social or what?
Good point. Let's just say tuko hapa kwa relationships, sana hapo, because kwa business man, business you have to take ina formula hata level gani, man, there's nothing like being too big to fail. Even in business you'll fail, and you'll have to learn from your failure so that you can get better, or ufunge duka uende utafute shughuli ingine. So mostly it's aligned towards relationships, which are like the building blocks of life itself. Man. So
well, personally, I'll say, of course, if I were to give Debbie another chance in social life.
Do-over,
a do-over, in maybe dating, social life, and things like that. Of course, there are things I will change. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are things I will change, because I realized that, and I think I've done that now.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it has worked for me a bit. I'm the kind of person who used to. Maybe if I feel like this relationship kanaenda kuisha, tunaanzisha kingine mahali.
Okay.
You know, so that hakuna hiyo siju kulia kwa kitanda, siju pilo unalia
kwa hiyo ingine.
Unalia nini? Move, you know.
Sigara inawasha ingine, you know, like chain smokers.
Yes. So like from my previous relationship, I really took time to look at myself, to heal me first.
Ujue shida iko wapi.
Kama
wewe ndio makosa
exactly. Because sometimes, you know, we just like,
assume the other person
huyo ndiye alifanya hivi. But you know, you also contributed to that failure of that relationship.
To that fuck up.
Kumbe tuko allowed.
Yes.
Okay, sawa.
Angusha. It's how we heal in this space of ours.
My goodness. So you hata kama ni 2%, there was your contribution for your failure, your relationship. So I told myself, I think so many things have happened to me, you know, and I remember even getting into that previous relationship. I got into it grieving. I was grieving that time. And I was also, my mental state was not
vulnerable.
Right. I was vulnerable. Exactly. I was vulnerable. I was grieving. And I wanted something to distract me. And that thing got me into this space. So I realized I didn't give myself time to heal first. To be in a mental state that neza make decision, niseme if nataka kuoleka. If nataka mtoi, you know. I just did things to kufanya vitu zitoke kwa akili. And I do that a lot, by the way. I have realized I do that a lot. Mi weka kitu pause na achana nayo naendelea. I don't like get into it. And I think that's something I'm learning to do. Yeah, and it helps me. So if I will given myself a second chance, ningejipea chance yenye ya kuheal kwanza. Let me heal, because if I've been in this situation for like 3 years, I can't take a month to heal from it.
Powerful.
That's
really
I
powerful.
can't take a man to heal from something that I have been through in 3 years.
You'll need
Exactly.
time.
So sometimes we do, even in businesses, mtu anasema hii imeanguka, wacha nifungue hii. No.
Take time.
Understand why it failed.
Take stock and self-audit. Yes.
I think that will have really helped me, and it is helping me right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a very well answered question. I love it. Umeprompt kitu hapo, but let me hold it. We will come back to it.
Okay. Nisip maji.
Ongeza maji nini?
Please kindly. Ni kama maji yangu imeisha haraka kuliko
maji. Now, let me hold that thought.
All right.
We'll come back to it.
Okay.
Do you see a sequence?
Sawa.
Now, you mentioned earlier something to do with the trade fair. And I ask sometimes in political questions.
Okay.
Do you think our local politics, and I say local is Manishi municipality, Namanisha as a county government. Do you think our local government county government is doing enough for people like you and me to like get off the block and be our best versions? Because I want to believe the trade fair had goodwill from the community. Watu walikuja.
Yes,
but that's not enough to move the needle.
Very true.
You needed some goodwill from the from the government, from the administration of the day.
Yeah.
So do you think our government is doing enough to support creatives, to support talent per se? Do you think it does?
All right. Okay, thank you. I don't think, honestly, as a creative, as an entrepreneur.
Or kama wewe imekusote, hebu pia wape flowers zao man.
Acha bana flowers gani?
Choma
acha tutubani.
Sema labda watasoma watajua cha kufanya bana.
Very true, yeah.
Yes.
So I think what happens is our government, I don't know if it's only in this country or it's countrywide.
Tuseme hii yetu.
Yeah. So this government of ours, they're not supporting entrepreneurs.
Yes.
They're not supporting
creatives.
Youths. Yeah, they're not supporting creatives.
Kwanza creatives ndio wana have it roughest, by the way.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes.
And, well, they'll listen to you. Trust me.
That they will.
Oh, my goodness. They'll listen to you. They'll listen to you, and they might even steal your idea.
Allah.
Yeah.
Steal and do what with it? What do these people do with an idea like that?
They can do whatever you're doing.
Okay.
Yeah. But another thing is you are the vision bearer. Yeah, you are the vision bearer.
Yes.
So hata mtu akijaribu execute whatever was in your brains, inakuwa tricky sana.
Yes.
So what happens is youths of course go out there. They want support from this government.
Yes.
And crazy parties, they might actually promise to support you.
Yes.
So umebank tu hapo unajua maze. Hii deal, hii package au watanishikilia. Then kunaanza kuwa na hizo mvutano. I think what they need to do is just put up structures. Structures that can genuinely support youth or creatives. Like we have a Ministry of Youth, Gender and things like that. They need to put up structures whereby there are programs that can be supported zenye youths wanaran kwa hii county, because there are so many people out there who want to support. It just needs the right person in that office.
Yes, someone who understands that youth activities began in the first place.
Na anaweza tafuta funds, because there are people out there who want to fund those activities.
But this is
but
on a budget allocation.
Haezi kuja kutafuta BR.
Oh, yes. Oh, you're
but
right.
If an administrator says BR wako na hii event, mnaweza come kuwa support, watakam.
Okay.
So we need that person who can speak the voice of the youth. But unajua saa yakuna wanasema ngao tutawakilisha vijana tuko na nyinyi,
yes.
Tutakuwa na nyinyi, tutafanya hiki na hiki. Until now they are sitting on that table and vijana now here. It's crazy.
Ilikuwa story ajabu.
Yeah. But I don't know if it's something that can change. I don't know, honestly. I don't know if it's the office or what, because sometimes you find it's somebody hata unajua personally.
Yes.
And you expect that this person akona capacity ya kupush hii agenda.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
Then inapotea. So you wonder, is it the office ama kuna hizo hierarchy zenye inakatwa mahali hapo juu ama what happens? Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe it's the office. I don't know. Yeah.
So still with the trade fair. So now I know, I kind of know.
Yeah.
But still, with checking up, trying to get material on you,
Yeah.
not necessarily on you, just like capping up with your story per se, because
Yeah.
I have to understand your story for me to ask good
true.
questions.
Yeah.
So it usually happens around this time of the year.
Yes.
You've done 3 editions, right?
Yes. 2022, 2023, 2024.
So this year is supposed to be the 4th edition. Are you still going to host?
No, we're not doing trade fair this year.
Why are you not hosting the trade fair this year?
Trade fair is like any other, I will call it is like any other business.
It was like a business on its own, yeah?
Yeah, it's like any other business. And when you're running a business, you can see trends.
Yes.
And you know, the funny thing about it is, for me, I'm now dealing with now people in business.
Yes.
Nishaona, and which I deal with them again like on daily basis as a marketer, you know.
Yes.
So unasikiza, you listen like to the stories every day.
Yes.
And another thing that is also making me not do the trade fair is because also the county government just did a trade fair recently.
They did?
Oh yeah, they did.
Walifanyia wapi?
Kwa uwanja huko.
Okay, yeah. I didn't hear about it at all, man.
Yeah.
Na trade fair songe tu. Sasa si ndio traders wa town. Mbona tukupata memo?
Yeah,
and they have all our data, by the way.
Yeah, they do.
We pay licenses, so we should have known about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
dilute mojo ya trade fair.
Yes.
Oh, this is where you're saying that they kind of steal your idea again and execute it not so well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're not doing, but what we are doing is we're doing the summit in July.
Okay.
So what we're doing is we are robbing some idea from trade fair to bring exhibitors who are willing now to exhibit in the summit.
That's a nice idea.
Yes, that's what we're doing.
More localized and with lesser, what's the word, risks.
Yes.
Okay, because trade fair is a full-blown event with a lot of moving parts.
It's crazy.
Na nilikuwa nakurumia sana kwa sababu I've been in those spaces.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Kuchizi na unaweza chizi. Uongo mbaya.
Yeah.
That's well articulated and I appreciate your sentiments on the politics. Hata tusiende national. Kama ni kubaya hapa ground, huko juu mambo ni tricky day. So I wanted just to have like a slight grasp of your philosophy in life. Ni what is, kuna zile principles, mi hujichocha niko na tu principles, okay. Kuna tu vitu naishi like nasema kama wanna be a kinder person, you know. I suffer no fools, you know. Kama hizo mi kuja na ufala mi nakurudisha huko kwenu na sikuja kwangu na ufala. I don't know if that's like a good viewpoint ya kuishi maisha, but I kind of have those two things that guide me in life. What is your life's philosophy like? Ni vitu gani zenye wewe Debbie right now penye umefika na life zenye zinakusaidia kukanyaga vizuri, because life mazee lazima ufanye hivi ndio ukanyage tena ufanye hivi ndio ukanyage. So it's a bit chaotic.
It is.
So you have to have some sort of like things that kind of guide you through life. True. Do you have any? Ataka ni moja ama mbili?
I think I have like maybe 2 or 1. Yes. Because I think the first one I already mentioned it before.
Yes.
I learned that somebody's emergency is not my emergency.
No, that
one is really putting
might actually steal it because it sounds really good.
True.
Yes.
I think that is one of it.
Yes.
And then another thing is, if it is not giving you mental, where can I put it? Like in a trigger your mental stability. Yes. Yeah. It's okay to let it go or pause on it.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I think kuna vitu zenye una push but una realize, well, you might fulfill it, but mentally you're not okay. So I think I also look at my mental stability a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, because I realize there are people who are around me and they depend on me.
Yes.
So if I'm not okay mentally, I cannot be positive around them.
Okay.
Yeah. So positivity, mental stability, and just knowing that somebody's emergency is not my emergency. That's things that are helping me push through. Because I was terrible at people pleasing. I was terrible. Terrible, yeah.
Okay.
Nezata lala njaa uyakule. I was that bad, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. I don't know, how do you become such a person, like mwenye ujieki mbele? How is this something to do with from your childhood? Is that something you carried from your childhood?
I think it's childhood. I think it's childhood. Also, just also being a firstborn.
Oh yeah.
Acha mtoto akule kwanza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Firstborn daughters.
Yeah, firstborn daughters. Yeah. So ulikuwa you have to take care of others.
There's
before
that element of sacrifice.
Exactly.
That
take care of others before you take care of yourself. Yeah.
Yes.
So through that, pia ilichangia a lot. Yeah.
All right. I know for sure that church has been fundamental to you.
Yes.
Very, very fundamental in terms of your well-being na kukusaidia kuhold.
Yeah.
How has the church helped you to weather easy life storms? If there is any actual something you can articulate from your experience with the church and how it has helped you to like weather the storms.
You know, my relationship with church is crazy, and it might tackle a question you might ask next. So
yes. Prompt away.
So growing up,
unajua lazima tupitie kanisani bwana. Lazima tupitie kanisani kabla tuende kwa hiyo next question.
So growing up, I used to go, we were going to Salvation Army kwa dogo.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is my like paternal church.
Yeah.
Then my mom shifted back to Friends Church. Now that's her church from home.
Okay.
Tukiwa wakubwa kidogo akarudi Friends Church. Quakers, yeah.
Okay.
She's crazy Quaker.
Yeah.
Then I think after hapo akanipoteza kidogo.
Okay.
Akanipoteza church. I think at that time I was in high school.
All right.
So mimi high school nilikuwa tunapata na zile ma weekend challenge service, but also Lugulu girls was crazy with church, so we used to go to church.
Yeah.
So after hapo nikapotea church nikienda campus.
Yes.
Maybe I'll just go to church because I want to go to church, not because I have a personal relationship with God, you know.
Yeah.
Just going to church. So after campus now I came back to Bungoma. Now I don't have a church at all.
Yeah.
But there was something that happened now in 2018, the thing
Yes.
I'm going to that you're going to talk about. So there's this time
you can actually just talk about it.
Right,
yes, you can go ahead and just talk about, because I understand that's the time you lost your kid.
Yes. 2018.
Yes.
Yeah, around February.
Yes.
I had a sick child.
Yes.
So tumeenda OC, wasi wanasema zile za alafu zile siku sikuanga na doa kwenda private hospital, so tunaenda to public hospital.
Yeah.
So naambiwa we ni first time mom bana, we hizi mtu ako sawa, rudi home.
Mambo ya kawaida.
Hizi mambo za kawaida, we ni first time mom, uelewi hizi vitu. And again that time I was also raising my son alone, so I didn't have like a lot of people to go back to. So this day we wake up, it was a Sunday, then my neighbor is like, hey, no mtoto mbona anapumua hivyo? Nikamwambia mtoto wangu ni msick, but wasi wanasema mtoto si msick. Then akaniambia asukamba to the church, at least wamuombe, wakishamuombe tufanye nini? Tumpeleke ose. I'm like, mimi sina church. Church gani tunaenda na mimi sina church, you know. Then she's like, wewe tuende church yetu. It was around Mias Road, nilikuwa naishi huko chini. So we go to church, she carries the kid. There was a neighbor who had a pro box, tukaingia ndani, tukapeleka kwa church. So kufika church, mimi nimeshikilia tu mtoi, tuko church tuna nini. It's like I've not been in church in like in ages, years, yo. So apparently pasia kimaza kupreach ndio anaita wase wenye wanataka kuombewa wakam waombewe.
Yes.
So tuko tu hapa, mimi nimebeba mtoi nini. So ikafika service ikaisha. I don't think even I was in that service. Me I was just there. Service itaisha ngami nipeleke mtoi yosi. So we are that space, and then akakuja kanambia, I think she was an usher in church, and then she was like, sasa saa ndo pasia taita watu tena na mtoi. So we go, akaita watu tukaenda mbele. So mimi nikachukua mtoi, nikamebeba tu, amefunga macho analala, nikapea pasi mtoi. So kumpea hivi, then he looks at the kid, and then he signals somebody to come, another usher to come. Then he gives the kid to the usher. So I'm like, okay, I thought you were supposed to pay for my kid. Why are you giving him away? Then apparently the usher mwenye amemwita ni nurse. So long story short, kumbe apparently mtu alishadai kitambo, mimi nikimbeba hapo church.
Yo.
Yeah. Apparently he died like 20 minutes ago.
Whoa.
In church, yeah. The place where I went to look for help. Yeah, so akapea pasi, and then so what happens is now they start telling me, mtoi ni kama damu imeenda chini, tumkimbize OC.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm all positive, I'm a universal donor, come on, twende ni shida ni gani. So kumbe sasa hapa kila mtu anajua what is going on. They have called my sister, they have called my bro, they have called people like,
they just told you something, so
they just told me to peleka mtoi, damu iko chini, waongeze mtoi, but apparently he had already died while we were in church. So we get the Probox guy comes again, he takes us tunaenda OC. So when we are getting to OC, I'm seeing familiar faces. I'm like, why is my bro here? Why is my sister here? Why is my best friend here, you know? And they're like, pana strongly tuko na mtoto, tumemwambia mtu ni sick. Everybody knows I'm the one who knows what is happening here. Yeah, I think that is how I think that is crazy. That's my genesis with church.
I think you've been in my life for a while, but I don't think I know this story like this.
Yeah. Not a lot of people know that story like that, yeah. Apparently from my close relatives and close friends.
I think I would carry trauma with the church now.
Crazily. I think everybody expected me to and I didn't used to go to church at all. Yeah.
I would carry a lot of trauma with the church, man.
Yeah,
Nikipita mbele ya church nashtuka.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you recover from? How do you pull yourself from such a pit, Debbie? What tools did you use? Because people don't actually realize that you need psychological tools to actually pull yourself from a mental pit.
Yeah, you do.
The mental pit is one of the deepest pits that you can actually ever fall into. Yeah. And if you're not careful, you might actually never come out of it. True. And we bury you while you're still alive.
I was crazy. I was suicidal at some point. I was crazy.
What tools did you use that someone else who may be facing a similar or a less even situation might actually be consoled and say that I could use some of these this information to pull myself out of this?
It wasn't easy. First of all, to me it was a shock. It was actually a shock because, when you have a kid, when you're admitted or some issue, someone sick, you have been on meds, you anticipate maybe something like this might happen. But as a kid, you didn't see this coming at all. Like hospitals are telling you the kid is okay. They're doing all the runs. They're saying the kid is fine. Yeah. So I didn't see that coming. So hata mpaka vile tumemzika, I'm still in shock. Like I could see people even mourning crazier than myself, Yeah. Mi niko tu hapo, I'm in shock. So I think after mazishi ndo, it started now hitting me that, he's gone.
Yes.
And he's not here anymore.
Yes.
So my family, larger family, tried also taking me to therapy.
Yes.
They really tried.
Okay.
And I'll get to a therapist's chair, naka. The first question I ask her, umaipoteza mtoto? She says no, I walk out. Because now what can we talk about? At that point, she was not a professional to me. Yeah. She was, have you ever lost a child?
Yes.
No.
You will not understand.
No, you can't understand what I'm going through. We can't talk. Yeah. So what I did, trust me, I looked for help myself. I went online. I just looked for grieving help groups. That's what I put in on Google in Kenya. And that is how I met a lady. She's called Vivian. She's called Vivian Gaiko. She runs an organization called Empower Mama.
Okay.
Empower Mama. She also lost a kid. Now I found my community,
Yeah.
Now I found somebody who might understand what I'm going through.
Nice.
So I literally called Vivian at night around midnight and I just started crying. And she listened to me cry for an hour.
Wow.
Vivian listened to me cry for an hour and she was just cry it out, And it really helped me. She became a friend. And, at some point, she even traveled from Nairobi to come to Bungoma to see me.
That's powerful.
It is powerful. And, sometimes we are sitting there. Of course, people say that, mademu ongea vitu zinatoka, wana hug, inakuwa sawa. But sometimes you can, grieve, you can't find that in somebody.
No.
You can't find that in somebody. The worst thing somebody can ever tell a grieving parent is your child is in a better place.
Yeah.
Come on, kwani unamaanisha? Mi singempea best ama.
Yes.
Yeah. I think those are the worst. And those things you never know until you lose a child or a loved one. Yes. Mpaka some point there are people who are saying, but he was only 5 months. I'm like, whoa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the relationship started before the kid was born.
Before he was born,
Yes.
So, but again, now I understood. It's only me who knows that.
Yes.
They don't know that. So you can't put that on people.
No.
You can't put that on people.
Yeah.
So that's why I went out there and looked for help myself.
Very stoic of you, man.
It's crazy. I don't know. I think Grace, God, I don't know. And I was not as a believer as I am right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just went out there, looked for, and weirdly she had a whole WhatsApp group of moms who've lost kids.
Interesting.
A whole community. So she added me there. People could share their stories. We could even have Zoom meetings. People share their stories. And
it's like a virtual AA meeting for grieving moms.
Yeah.
Okay.
And through that, she came to Bungoma, and she even organized
a meetup of sorts.
A meetup. And she just told me, put it out there. Maybe you might have friends. And we had a good number of people showing up that day. A huge number of mamas showing up that day. And we just sat at a hotel in Bungoma. we cried. We just cried because we were just like in a space where now I think she can understand what I'm going through. She can understand what I'm going through. So through that sharing, unasikia kuna ka weight kame kutoka.
Yes.
Yeah, kuna ka heavy weight kame kutoka. And Vivian is doing an amazing job, yeah. And I think
God bless her, man.
Crazy. And she's still my friend up to now. Very good friend up to now. Yeah. And weirdly, she even remembers my son's anniversaries. She texts me, I know this is a crazy day for you.
Yeah.
I hope you get grace today, yeah. Yeah.
That's really intentional.
She is very intentional. So sometimes we might blame on people what kitu to happen here.
Yes.
But we don't understand that ni sisi tu ndo tunaelewa hiyo shoot tuko ndani.
Yes.
Yeah. So once you understand that ni mimi niko kwa hii situation na mimi ndio nikikubali kwanza ndio naweza jisaidia. You know, like me, first of all nilikataa therapy kabisa. Yeah, they paid for sessions. I refused. I said, no, I can't talk to somebody who has not lost a child. But now you see, I went out there and looked for somebody who has been in my shoe.
You found your way.
Exactly. Yeah. And that is what helped me heal. Yeah. That is what helped me heal. Yeah.
That's...
Actually, of course, it's not like I've healed like 100%.
No,
you cannot heal from that.
No.
You come on, you can't heal from
you just find a way to live with it.
Yes.
The memory lingers, everything lingers. The sky is for you to carry the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So having such a close interaction with the loss of someone close to you, what is your thinking? What is your relationship with death? Because I know most people are like, about death. And it's a question I like asking. It's a philosophy I'm trying kind of to espouse through this platform. I kind of want people to just be comfortable with the fact that we are here, not necessarily for a very long time. Yeah. And if that's said, you have to actually get comfortable with that knowledge that at some point you'll be 80, 70, and natural attrition will come in and you'll die. Yeah. So how do you picture yourself as a 90-year-old Kisongochi? What is the imagination of you at that time and space? How are you handling your mental, like if you visualize it, how do you think of yourself at such a time and age?
I think once you lose somebody very close to you, you understand that death is real. And it can happen anytime. Anytime. And weirdly, it's only God who knows when, what time, and how. Yes. Yeah? Yes. So we might even be talking about 90 years, God forbid, God ndiye anajua. Yes. Debi time yake itakuwa lini. So what I do is maximize the time I have right now. Okay, positively. That's lovely. So that when I leave one day, what is the legacy I'm leaving behind? What are people going to remember me about? Yeah. Are they going to remember me juu Deborah alikuwa anajipush ama Deborah alikuwa tu amekaa na hajipangi kimaisha, you know? Yes. So I have to push myself and make sure that those I'm leaving behind, if it happens one day, they can still carry themselves. Yeah. 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 Because every day I sit down and I'm like, well, okay, God gave me another son, right? Yes. But what if something happens to me? Is he able to sustain himself? Yes. When I'm not here?
That's really good.
Yeah.
So we are heading towards the end. All right. This has been, kuna pahali umenichandika na maneno hapo paka.
I think we even skipped the church part.
No. You've handled it.
Oh, really?
You've even prompted the next two questions, and I just decided, you know what, it's fine. I'm getting answers that I didn't even ask for, but they're really good. Yeah. They're really good. Yeah. So there's only one question I think I probably left at the church place, but it's mostly to do with how ladies, the church kind of brings them together, and they're able to handle probably like at our old age, at the loss of a husband better than gentlemen. And if you had any insights about that, and what would you tell the boy child to do better for themselves in such a situation? Zima ushirika na unanga wa mama ndo wanazibeba sana kuliko wanaume. So I don't know, it's just... I wanted to collect your insights on that, if any.
Maybe what I can say is just finding a community that you're safe in.
Yes.
You know, there are those of us, like, honestly, hata mimi church yetu mimi hakuna ushirika niko ndani.
Okay.
Yeah. But I serve in my church.
Yeah. You're very active.
Very actively, I serve in church, and I find my fulfillment in it, you know.
Yes.
And again, I do something that I'm passionate about in church.
Yes.
So I think you just finding your community. A community that you're safe in, hata kama ni boys, you know. Mtu anaweza sema maybe nikienda tu church nitasikiza preaching na niende home, but maybe uko kwa job mnaweza patana nyinyi maboys wenye mnaweza sikizana, you just meet, talk about things and share ideas, you know.
Yes.
You know, sometimes most of us who maybe go to 8 to 5, mtu umetoka 8 to 5 hivyo, maybe jioni umeingia club, umekunywa kamoja, umeingia kwa nyumba, weekend imeisha, umeenda out hivyo.
Yes.
But again, you're taking in, at what point are you taking it out?
Yes.
Because at work you're taking in your work, unafanya job.
Yes.
Umeenda uko nje umetake in, now at what point are you taking it out?
Yes.
Yeah, so you just have to find something constructive that can help you get that energy out too, because you need to balance it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So one of the other questions that I was asking around how you've lived your life, your 90 years, I asked this because I know I think it stems from, I don't know, the adversity you face as a child or something, but you also are a very giving person. Huh?
I am.
You're the only one person. You share a birthday with Jesus, man.
No wonder.
And there is no
actually,
person.
I'm the Eve of.
Oh, it's Eve,
Yeah,
huh?
mine
But
is
you
Eve.
celebrate it on...
No, I celebrate it on 24th.
On 24th,
Yes,
huh?
yes,
Okay,
yes, yeah,
good.
yeah.
So timelines. You even celebrate your birthday in children's home. Yes. How did you come to that? Like what I like the process that goes into the decision making. So like the way umetuambia story ya BR. How do you wake up and make up your mind that I'm gonna celebrate my 22nd, my 25th? Because you've been doing this for a while. For as long as I've known you, you've been celebrating your birthdays in the children's home. Yeah. How do you make that decision?
I think, as you said, it's just background from where I was as a kid. Yes. I remember, actually, I didn't know until recently that is the genesis of that giving heart. Yeah. So what happens is my mom is a giver big time. Okay. Mother hata sahi nikifanya shopping nikimpelekea, anaanza kuzitoa kizipack kwa tu shopping bag tu ingine, o pelekea sijui huyo, pelekea huyo, just in the neighborhood. I think she knows who needs more. Yeah. So what used to happen is now on 24th, weirdly now is my birthday. I don't know, I don't think if for her she even knew she's doing it on my birthday. For her, she knew she's giving out for Christmas. So what she used to do is she goes out shops, na hiyo 24th, and then she's mapped out some old ladies in the village. Then she tells us, wapeleke Christmas. Okay. So hiyo 24th unachukua, unapeleka. So I grew up with that culture that, okay, there are people, wenye 25th, si tukikula kuku na chapo, hawana. Yeah. So my mom used to give them something, at least hata kama mkate, kama kaunga ka chapo, apike chapo.
If it's any consolation.
Yes.
Yes.
To just make them also know that Christmas is here with us. Yeah. So when I came back to Bungoma, I think I started that culture in 2016. Yes, 2016 when I was in Bungoma. So I just asked a friend, kuna children's home? Actually posted online. Is there any children's home in Bungoma? I want to celebrate my birthday there. Because I remembered my mom used to help me go out there, walk to the villages and give out. Now I realize, okay, this is town. I can't walk to people's homesteads. But I can look for a vulnerable community in maybe a children's home and just pour my heart out to them. Yes. And we went there the first time. We just went with a cake, soda, and popcorns. We didn't even carry any gifts for them. But just the fulfillment of that, there are some kids somewhere who might have never even tasted cake. Yes. Or have never had an opportunity to celebrate their birthdays, can celebrate with me. It gives me a whole fulfillment in my life, totally. Yeah. Again, I think I also realized that I'm a church goer, but I'm a poor tither. Okay. I've never gotten that conviction to tithe. Yeah, I've never gotten that conviction. Not in a bad way. I'm a believer. But I feel like maybe God ministry yangu ni awatoi. Yeah, by all means. That's where I want to go.
Funny thing, I actually share that philosophy.
Exactly, that's where my heart is.
I agree with you in some sort of way.
Well, if there's a project in church I want to support, yes. But I've never gotten that conviction that end of the month nitatoa 10%.
Hot take.
Yeah, you know. Yes. Again, I don't want to steal from God, nimpe 5 bob na neza mpe 10 bob. Yes. But here kwenda children's home, it's deep how in my heart.
Yes. You give it and you mean 100%. It 100%. And you find a lot of fulfillment from it.
Yeah.
I don't think you can argue with that in any way. I mean, even your creator must understand. Kama hujapatiana huko lakini umeenda ukapeana kwingine, I think the math balances out. One
I
way
feel
or the
so
other.
too. I feel so too.
Yeah. And if it sits well with you, it should be fine at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive. And I'm just really intrigued by the longevity of it. How you've been keeping it up year in, year out.
Yeah.
Your son is gonna have some amazing stories to tell about the mother, you now. Because not very many children are growing up with celebrating their mother's birthday in a children's home.
Instead of going for vacation somewhere.
That's going to be very
and
special.
I think he has that.
Yeah.
You know, that boy literally has he has me 100%.
That kindness in him.
There's a day we are at home in my mom's house. He goes, ameenda kwa kabati, amechota mchele, anaenda kulisha kuku. My mom is like, mtu ako na tabia zako. Anachukua mchele yangu kwa nyumba anaenda kupea kuku, you know. I'm like,
Did she mean tabia zake?
Imagine, ajui tabia zake.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think if you see you're raising a kid and you see them picking like the best behaviors from you, I think that's the best we've made in life.
It's
best.
Beautiful, yes.
Yeah.
I love it. Do you have any... What's the best advice you've ever received? Because I was going to go down to the whole aspect of if you were to go back and give yourself advice, but I remember I have actually kind of asked you that question. But now I'll just modify it a little bit and ask you, what's the best advice you've ever received? If any. Naweza kuwa hakuna pia. Watu tukinje wanafikirianga wako na dose zingine fiti na ni upuzi tu wanakuambia. But hatuwezi waambia hivyo in that time and moment. Unasikiza tu alafu unaenda unafanya venye unataka. Yes.
Yeah. I think the best advice I've ever gotten from somebody, they told me, choose you.
Okay.
No matter the situation, choose you.
Si kama ile Waluya wanasemanga ati no matter what you're going through, you must eat first.
Sasa hapo kama hujajichoose utakula aje? Choose you first.
So hiyo tu bado.
Luyas are actually right at that one. Nimeweka ka mayonnaise kidogo lakini choose you.
Sikia sasa. Sio mayonnaise bado chakula.
Bado ni chakula. Kwani ningetumia example gani?
Debbie.
Yeah.
So choose you.
Choose you, yeah.
That's the best advice you've ever been given, and you've continually chosen yourself.
I think and whoever told me that, they knew who they're talking to.
Yeah.
They knew who they're talking to,
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Do you have any parting shots? Anything you would like to tell people? Anything, your fans, your friends, your family, hata kama ni shout out to Mr. Kisongochi.
Kwanza kushika siwe mzee bana.
Because sure kuna kauhondo angenipatia kenye kangechangia hii.
Let me tell you, that guy will have talked to you for a whole hour.
Ningependa sana. Mimi napenda story.
Baka nilikuwa naambia nani, I was talking to his and I'm like, hey, Joe ameulia namba father. She's met him. She's like, hey, I'm ready for advice. Atapigwa advice mpaka shang. Yeah, he's a good man.
Yeah, okay.
And he loves people who listen.
I would have
I think
listened.
that is where me and him...
I would have listened na angeongea na ningepata vitu mingi sana zaidi, I'm sure.
True,
so any parting shot, any shout out, anything you want to plug, it does not matter, man.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So, first of all, thank you guys for having... This is a really beautiful set.
Thank you.
You guys are doing a great job here. Maybe I just want to talk maybe to young ladies out there in Bungoma County, who maybe you're out there, maybe you come from a village just like myself, who came from Kasiamo village, Sirisia massive. I call myself a village champ, but watu wananiambia nitoke huko juu siku hizi naishi CBD. But what I want to say is it's possible. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. It doesn't matter what you've gone through. The most important thing is picking yourself up. They say if you can't run, crawl, if you can't crawl, walk, at least make a step. Usikae tu hapo stagnate, vitu zinakuja zinapita. Move, at least. The most important thing is acknowledging that went through this or I put myself through this. Because if you've listened to us today, I've gone through lots of shit. He said I can say that.
Yes, you can.
A lot of shit, lots of storms. But at the end of the day, I realized that there's a bigger purpose for me. And there are lots of people looking up to me, starting from my young siblings, because I'm a firstborn daughter to my family, firstborn granddaughter. So I get that a lot. And it comes again with pressures. Of course, kuna mtu najua uko nje unasema, hey, hii pressure ya societal pressure, it's being up on me. Choose you, I'll say that. Choose you and maximize on it and push yourself off limits. Usiseme juu natoka Bungoma haiwezi, inaweza. It's possible, yeah.
Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you.
This has been an amazing conversation.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you for being forthright. Thank you for being honest.
Thank
and
you.
most importantly, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Every second counts. And we are really glad that you've spent some of those seconds, precious seconds with us. So this is the time lapse. Until the next frame. Ciao.